Coming up on Mountain News this morning, as temperatures continue to rise this summer, we have a few money-saving tips. And a new projection from AAA estimates that millions of people will travel at least 50 miles from their homes this 4th of July.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this Monday, June 23rd. It is 4:59 this morning, which means it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at that forecast. Megan, today it was hot. That's our word of the day. It was not pleasant to even walk outside my apartment this morning.
No, and it's going to get even warmer. It's kind of like the first time in a while that I've turned my AC on the way to work, and I leave very early in the day. And that's the trend for today, except we do have some fog this morning, so that's something else you might need to know as you're heading out the door, especially as we're traveling to more of our southwestern counties. Take a look towards Williamsburg, Somerset, seeing some of the densest fog in the area. And in terms of rain, we're nice and clear. We do have a very slight chance of maybe a pop-up storm towards the south, but for the most part, the main story is the temperatures. I mean, here's a look at current temperatures sitting in the 70s all across the region, seeing some 60s as you travel more towards that Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia border. And as we head into the afternoon, that's when we're keeping our eyes out for the low to mid 90s. And we're going to see those upper 90s tomorrow. Amelia.
Thanks, Megan. It's 5 o'clock. Well, it's officially summer, and while you might have some fun activities planned, it's still important to put safety first. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to local law enforcement about what you can do to stay safe this summer.
Summer brings laughter, sunny days, and a time to relax. But local law enforcement reminded the community that safety comes first. Officials say more drowning incidents, driving under the influence, and car crashes happen in the summer months.
During the summer months, we generally see a lot more travel, which is a lot more people on the roadway, more accidents are prone to happen. We know, statistically speaking, that a seatbelt is going to keep us inside the vehicle and do its job and keep us safe.
Making a point to educate people about the importance of seatbelts as more people are traveling and being prepared for the water.
You know, we have a lot of accidents on the waterways and bad things happen, and, you know, if you have PFD on, you know, accidents can be prevented and, you know, might save your life.
Even if you think you won't need it, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife urges people to bring a personal flotation device in case of emergency, reminding the community to have fun this summer.
We ultimately just want them to be safe, safe as possible, as well as parents, just kind of give them a heads up on how to keep their children safe and things of that nature.
But to be safe, doing it. In Perry County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials also say ATV crashes happen during the summer, so they urge you to know your surroundings and have a safety plan in mind for you and your family. Well, as those temperatures rise, keeping your home cool is important, but it can also come at a price. Energy bills are a growing concern for many families across the country, but there are ways to keep your bill from breaking the bank. Some of the steps you can take are pretty small.
Change your filter out, wash your condenser. After you mow the grass, make sure you clean that condenser off, wash all those grass clippings that may get on the condenser outside.
Workers say if you need maintenance done on your AC unit, don't wait on it. Running water in your bathroom can also increase humidity in your home. You can counteract that by having a bathroom fan on or by taking a quick shower. Amid the conflict in the Middle East between Israel and Iran, the effects could be felt thousands of miles away, including on your wallet as gas prices increase. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says this is all due to the fighting in the Middle East. In the last few months, oil prices have increased from $60 to now $75 per barrel. Gas prices could go even higher than projected.
People are traveling. My wife and I, we have 3 boys. We'll be going on a couple vacations in July. Yeah, it's on our minds, just like the budget is on the minds of most American citizens.
They probably will go up. I mean, you know, it's all about control, and you got to open them pipelines up.
For more information on where to find the lowest gas prices throughout the Commonwealth, you can go to our website, WYMT.com. You can look for this story and then click on that link. If you're planning to swim or boat in a central Kentucky lake, you're being told to be aware of a harmful substance. State environmental leaders say there is a harmful algae bloom, or HAB, on Harrington Lake, which straddles Garrard and Mercer counties. WIMT's Phil Pendleton takes a closer look.
Some people have noticed the surface of Harrington Lake taking on a different color over the past few weeks.
I mean, it blocks sunlight, it absorbs oxygen when it dies out, so it can kill off mass groups of fish.
Jonathan Tyler works on boats for Outboard Connection in Nicholasville, but says he's on the lake several times a week, sometimes every day, and he has seen the algae increase.
If it gets into the drinking water for people, it's harmful, if not deadly, if you consume enough of it.
State leaders say that the drinking water supply pulled from the lake supplying this region as of now is not impacted, but they say they are closely assessing the situation and will provide updates. Tyler says he's only seen it in a handful of locations.
Now, of course, if you're skiing or tubing or wakeboarding, something like that, and you run through a plume of it, you're going to be okay. But it's more of a concern with Harrington due to the fish population, I think.
People are not being told to avoid the water, just to pay attention.
If you see the color of water change to like a light green and looks cloudy, I would definitely try to avoid those areas.
As of now, the algae has been confirmed at Paradise Camp and Tanyard Branch, which is also known as Redgate. Garrett County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
State leaders say this algae grows because of runoff from heavy rain and warmer temperatures. Well, more than 70 million Americans are expected to travel for the 4th of July. A new projection from AAA estimates that around 17 million people will travel at least 50 miles from their homes. That's between June 28th and July 6th. This is an increase of 1.7 million travelers compared to last year. AAA says a record 61.6 million people will travel by car, while 5.84 million will fly to their destinations. Crews continue cleanup efforts on I-40 in Tennessee after a rock slide and flooding closed the interstate again. Here's video showing the work that happened Friday. This is at the Tennessee-North Carolina state line. TDOT hopes to reopen the road in a couple weeks, but we are told during that time crews will be clearing loose mud and stone, then checking the area to make sure it's safe to handle traffic again. Officials estimate there's $500,000 worth of damage. The Southeast Kentucky African American Museum and Cultural Center hosted its first History Speak session of the summer. Musician Kelly Jolly was in Hazard to teach music to young people in the mountains. It was an additional way to wrap up celebrations for the Juneteenth holiday. Dee Parker and Jordan Wells helped to organize this event. They say events like this are important to remember Appalachia's history.
This is our community. This is our history here. So having everybody coming out, regardless of who you are, have a great time. It's a sense of building that belonging that we all want and we all need.
We don't have, a big, black community. So to be able to find the people and get them out here, common grounds, something they can enjoy is nice.
The group wrapped up Juneteenth celebrations on Friday. Well, Meijer, they're recalling certain packages of Frederick's dark chocolate almonds in Kentucky because they could also contain dark chocolate covered cashews, which are not listed anywhere on the label. The recall covers Frederick's dark chocolate almonds in black stand-up pouches sold at Meijer stores in Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, and Wisconsin. The products have sell-by dates of May 7th or May 28th, 2026. It's 5:08. Thank you so much for getting your day started with us on Mountain News this morning.